Good morning, everybody. It's Denise with Cake Crumbs. I was drinking my coffee this morning and I thought, what goes good with coffee? I think I'm going to make me some biscuits. I'm going to show you how to make my easy recipe for buttermilk biscuits. Now, my recipe calls for buttermilk and self-rising flour, but I don't buy either one of those. So I know how to make them and I'm going to show you how. So my recipe calls for 2 cups of self-rising flour, which I don't buy. I just make it super easy. What you do is for every 2 cups of all-purpose flour, you add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now, if you're going to use self-rising flour quite a bit, then of course, I guess you could buy it, but I don't do that because I have a very small kitchen. I don't have a place to put everything, so I just make it myself. And it calls for half a cup of shortening, and it calls for 1 cup of buttermilk, which I don't buy because I don't use it enough. So I can show you how to make it. You just take your 1 cup of regular milk and you add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar or lemon juice, whichever you have on hand. Just pour that in there. Let it sit for a few minutes and it'll turn into buttermilk without having to buy all that buttermilk, and then it just goes to waste if you don't use it enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let this sit for a few minutes and I'll come right back at you. So I've got my self-made, self-rising flour in here, and I've made sure to mix it all in so it's all nice and incorporated. I've got my half a cup of shortening and I'm just going to put that in my flour, and I'm going to just use a fork and just turn that into like a coarse meal. So I'm working that shortening into the flour. As you can see, it looks like a coarse meal here. So once that's all broken up in there, I'm going to make like a little well in the middle. Get this out of the way. And I'm going to pour my buttermilk. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of thickened up a little bit. You can make your own buttermilk right at home. So I'm just going to pour that a little bit at a time and just gently combine that. What I want is a dough, but you don't want to overmix it. So there's that. Okay, so that's coming along nicely. Let's see, there's still a little bit in here. There's still a little bit of flour right on the corner there. Just a little bit. You can use your hands as well. Just a little drop more. Okay. As you can see, that's all in a nice little dough ball already. It's going to be very sticky. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flour on my counter right here. Get my rolling pin out. No, I'm not going to use my rolling pin. I'm going to use my hands. Get some flour, put it on here, and we're going to just knead this just a little bit. I'm going to cut this in half because I'm going to make half plain biscuits, half cheddar biscuits. Do that in half. Put this over here to the side. So I just want to very gently just tap it. You don't want to overmix it because you will have hard biscuits. Just flatten it out, fold it on itself a couple times. Okay, that is good. And then you just flatten it out to the thickness that you want your biscuits. I don't want them too thick because I want to make sure they cook all the way through. Probably about a ½ inch there. Okay, then I'm going to do the next with the cheese biscuits. Okay, so I've got my biscuit cutter. I have greased my pizza stone. Just place that on top there. You can have them touching or not touching, whatever you like. So I'm going to just incorporate this in here. Just very lightly. If your hands get sticky, just put some flour on there. Okay, so then I'm going to make it about the same thickness that I did these other ones. Okay, and just cut these out. About the same? Yeah, about the same. Can you see what I'm doing? Ooh, that one's kind of thick. I'm going to flatten that out a little bit. Okay, so I've got 4 already, so this will probably make 5 biscuits. Get all that cheese. Don't need the cutter for this, I can just shape that myself. Okay, so I've got 5 biscuits out of that 2 cups of flour. Put it on my pizza stone. Bake it at 400 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. Oh, I'm going to brush the top with some melted butter. Okay, everybody, these are my biscuits. Nice and golden brown. I have put some butter on top. These are the ones with the cheese in them. They're not burnt on the bottom. They're cooked all the way through. Now I'm going to just let them cool, and then I'm going to cut them open and put some butter and jelly on them. Yum, yum. Have a great day, everybody. So I've added some butter and jelly to my biscuits. Let's taste it. Although, look, I already tasted it. So good. You're gonna love it.